Hello everybody and welcome to the lab. In today's demonstration, we're going to look to see if we can separate two liquids once we mix them together. So we are going to be mixing 70% isopropyl alcohol with water, and then we are going to see if we can't separate them through a process called distillation. All right, let's check it out. So here we have isopropyl alcohol, and we know that a property of alcohol is that it is flammable. So I'm just going to pour this on the countertop here. This is a special lab countertop. Please don't try this at home. It could melt your countertops. All right. And we are going to give it a little test here and see if it is flammable. And there we go. Okay, so we can see here that alcohol is flammable. And then we are going to mix it with water, which we know that we use water to put out fires. So it is not flammable. All right, so we're gonna mix some alcohol and some water together. We're gonna test it first to see if it's on fire. Then we're gonna try to separate them, all right, and see if we can't do that. And we'll know when we do that if we can light it, the alcohol, back on fire. All right, so now the flames are out. I'm going to mix some of this alcohol here. And I am going to mix it with water. Maybe a little half and half, maybe a little more. Okay. And then let's go ahead and now I'm gonna pour it and we're gonna light it, or try to light it. All right, and see what happens. And again, this is a special kind of countertop. A little bit, all right, but not much. It went out right away. Let's try one more time. Make sure that this solution that we've mixed together is not flammable. It is a little bit. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water. All right, add in a little bit more water. And I don't want this to start on fire yet. Oh yeah, see, that's still burning. So there wasn't enough water in there. Okay, let's try again. Let me wipe this up first. We're out of matches here. This should do the trick. I can't like my match. Yeah, that goes out pretty quickly. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this solution, this water and alcohol, and I'm going to try to see if we can't separate it and get that alcohol back out and light it back on fire. Here's the distillation apparatus that we're gonna use to separate the alcohol and the water that we mix together. And it's very similar to the water cycle process that separates the salt from the fresh water. All right, so we are going to be pouring the alcohol into here. It's gonna go into this flask, okay? And then warm it up. Here is the condensation tube, which I'll be showing you a little bit more about there. And this is the collection right there. All right, so for the condensation tube, what this is designed to do is to let the vapor in here, all right, and there's actually one solid piece through the middle, all right? One solid piece is actually really cool, so you can sit right here. And then we're gonna have cold water coming in. So the vapor comes in, we have the cold water to condense that alcohol vapor back into tiny droplets, all right, and the cold water is going to help it do that. And then it will go down the tube, the inner tube there, and then it will precipitate out, all right, drip, rain, out the edge into the collection jar. All right, I dropped the flask down into the water bath. All right, I think I got everything set up. All right, I have now turned on the hot plate. All right, and now it's a waiting game. So we want the alcohol to evaporate. Alcohol has a lower boiling point than water does. So the alcohol will evaporate first, and then we want to get the alcohol to come up this tube here. It can't go up and out. We want it, the vapors are going to travel down in here through this tube, the inner tube there. And this is actually almost like a cloud, the condensation tube. So we're gonna run some cold water in to cool it down into droplets. And then we have it slanted down, so we're using gravity, and they're gonna start to collect, get bigger and bigger, just like droplets do in a cloud, and then come out and rain and will collect in here. All right, so when it gets closer to it, we'll come back to it. All right, so I can see we have some action going on in here. All right, we have our temperature at about 94. So again, it's above the boiling point of alcohol, but still below the boiling point of water. So it's in between the two. I can see some condensation on the sides of the tube there. So that's telling me that there is some gas vapor. All right, we have it traveling down the tube here. All right, and then we can kind of see we have that cold water running around, and then over here at the end, finally, we do have some precipitate coming out the bottom. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is little bits of liquid that are dropping. All right, yeah, a little bit on the bottom. You can kind of see moving around. There we go. So the little bits of liquid, there it is, dropping into the bottom. All right, it's working. Let's test it out. Whatever this precipitate is, there we go. And, oh, please work, please work. There we go. All right, yes. Success.